Alright, using this camera to record the rest of this box because I forgot to charge my camera like a dipshit, so my other video camera's battery's charging. Anyway, now we got Leftover Crack with Leftover Crack, the E sides and the F sides, which we have. It's like a bunch of like B-sides of like Leftover Crack and like stuff like demos and stuff like that from splits, and I think they're split with like Sis and Fish. This is on Fat. This is pretty much out of print now. This is there's the label. I love Leftover Crack. I know some people really hate them, and that's fine, but they're one of my favorite New York bands, for sure. And here's the, it's just on black vinyl. I know there's a variation that's colored, but that's really hard to find now. And it actually did come with a poster, or a little insert, showing where they came from. I know they're actually coming out with a new album pretty soon, which, from what I've heard, the singles, it's definitely going to be interesting. Can't wait for whatever they put out next. See if I can. Can you get in there, please? Thank you. We got completely opposite of the spectrum. We have the best of Michael Jackson. This is like all of his Motown songs, like A Child's Heart, it's got Ben, Rockin' Robin, Music and Me. I think this was actually the first greatest hits Michael Jackson had, way before he was on Epic. Comes with the original Motown inner. But yeah, gotta love early Michael Jackson. I know people like really praise Michael Jackson's later work, but in my opinion, I think some of his early work was just as good, if not, I would say they're just as good. But you just never hear him on the radio much anymore, save for like maybe a few songs on occasion. It's just like his Motown career was just kind of forgotten, and people just only praise the Epic era career, which, don't get me wrong, the Epic era is great, but the Motown era was just as good, in my opinion. I don't know. What else we got? I think some more. Oh yeah, more G.G. Allin. We got that session, yes. This is a 10-inch from '95, which has 2 tracks from the Cedar Street Sluts tape, although I think they're demos, and it has a radio commercial and a live recording of a Jabber show doing I Want to Be Your Dog. This is from, what is this, Epic? Or Alive? Yeah. Not the most important GG record, but I mean, it's cool to have. Yeah. It also has an audio recording of him doing some things which I will not repeat on camera. And here's another 10-inch. This is Kill 'Em All, which is 4 songs for Brutality and Bloodshed for All. But one of them, which didn't end up on the vinyl version of that album, which was My Sadistic Killing Spree. And this came out in '94, so a year after he died. And it also has like audio, like recordings of like when he was on Jerry Springer and I think Jane Whitney. Yeah. Pretty cool to have. Again, only for like the die-hard GG fans. We got, let's see, Tenacious D, the first album, which is the remastered, I think it was the 20th anniversary edition or whatever. With the original back cover, which was later removed. What can I say about Tenacious D? So great. So funny. Me and my brother were actually listening to this on the way when we were hanging out. And we were playing this on the in the car. You know. Just on regular black, but show you the labels. Oh, the 12th anniversary edition. Interesting. So this is from 2013. It did come with a download code for an extra song, but download code doesn't even work anymore. But I did end up getting the song anyway. If I were to recommend a song, I mean City Hall, Rock Your Socks, Friendship Test. Also another thing, like a lot of the YouTube poops that you hear like early on or whatever, a lot of that, like the Jack Black of like swearing or whatever, most of it was sourced from this album. I need to get Pick of Destiny on vinyl. Because I love Tenacious D. The last album, though, was making a soundtrack based on a web show. I don't know. And a decent web show at that. You could do better, guys. You could do a lot better. I mean, it was okay, but, you know. And then we got G.G. Allin with Brutality and Bloodshed for All. I guess I'll cover part of that album cover. This is his last album. And this is actually signed by his brother Merle. He signed it right there for me when I met him 10 years ago. Because I went to his house where he lived nearby when he was having a house sale. And I bought this from him. Nice guy, by the way. Pretty cool dude. At least in my experience. It's like a recreation of the like 93 pressing. It's on purple marbled vinyl. Yeah, this has some really good stuff too. Legalized Murder, Raw, Brutal, Rough and Bloody. Yeah, a lot of good stuff on here. Highest Power, Legalized Murder. Yeah, it's pretty good.